time to Japan.
Yes.
What's your impression of Japan so far?
The culture is amazing. Just how respectful people are, and how very, like, I don't know, the streets are very clean, especially compared to cities like New York City that we were just in. I love it. I would love a lot more time here because we only have 6 days. But like I was telling Brian, I'd like to stay here for like weeks and weeks just to get to know the place a little better and to see the sights.
So, how did this the joint tour happen with Anberlin and Copeland?
Well, the two bands grew up in the same town. We've known each other for 12 years maybe, and we have the same manager, who's also from our town. So I think we've been waiting to do something fun together, and I think we kicked around the idea of doing a UK tour together and doing Australia together, and it finally worked out to get to do Japan and Australia and Singapore together.
So about the third album, so what was the theme for the album?
I don't know if there's so much as a definite theme throughout the whole record, but a lot of it revolves around kind of sleeplessness and kind of restless feelings about life and reevaluating the things that are important in life.
Speaking of different instruments, you used the mellotron on the album, and she was quite surprised with that. You don't see a lot of bands doing that often, but whose idea was it? To use the mellotron?
I think our producer first introduced us to the instrument. A few years ago, I guess it was like 5 years ago now, on the first record, and it's something that we love the sound of, and immediately conjures up, kind of a Beatlesque kind of sound. So we just love it. We think it sounds so cool.
You always had an edgy side to your music, with the first and second album, but she feels that more on the third album. You explore that aspect more on the third album, and she feels like there's some very angry emotions there too. And how did that come out?
I think that this was the most introspective of all the records, of the first 3 records, and so a lot of songs are about more of my life and like myself instead of like extracurricular relationships. And so a lot of times when you search out like yourself, I don't know how that's gonna translate well. So a lot of times when you try to go into the darker corners of your own life, it comes out a little more emotive and a little more, I guess, not angry sounding, but a little more edgy, as you put it.
And then, how did you come up with the band name?
I was trying to tell someone where I wanted to backpack in Europe. I was saying Madrid, Barcelona, and Berlin, and so that's where it's my southern twin. Anberlin.
So what do you think of each other's albums? honest nuggets of it.
I think there's definitely a mutual respect. I think we both bands sit kind of in different places, and we kind of each have our own little niches carved out. But I think we definitely have a mutual respect for each other's music.
I think like even just growing up around them and listening to the music, it's been an influence, such as like the strings on the new Anberlin record. I don't know if it would have been there if we didn't hear like Eat, Sleep, and Repeat and stuff like that, just because it made it easier for us to kind of experiment or open up to the possibility of strings, because we heard like the Copeland records. And then also like I love Aaron's voice. I love his falsetto, and he ended up singing on our record on a song called Inevitable. So like Aaron said, there's just definitely a mutual respect between the bands.
Hey, I'm Aaron.
I'm Brian.
We're from the band Copeland.
And I'm Steven. I'm from the band Anberlin.
And this is Gekki Rock, and make sure you check out their events and go to the club parties and hear our music.